My name is Daniel Branco. I'm a neurologist and neuroscientist who has spent a lifetime pursuing a deeper understanding of consciousness. And today's conversation is on high consciousness leaders. Today's conversation is about measuring and managing. An adage that I've heard so many times since business school is that you can't manage what you can't measure. And while that makes complete sense from a purely mechanistic understanding of reality, it is also true that you can't measure all aspects of reality, as we've been discussing in other videos on this channel. For those who haven't watched it yet, the video title Science Can Tell You Everything is a good introduction to that idea. Human beings have a body, but they actually live in their minds. They are consciousness in nature. Collection of human beings, that is, a partnership, is no different. A company may have an office and bodies moving around and a brand that everyone recognizes, but the true essence of a company can't be seen, let alone measured, because a company also exists first and foremost in consciousness. A company exists in the collective consciousness of the partnership. It expands into the collective consciousness of the markets and ultimately of the world. Company only exists and it is only believed to be real because it exists in the conscious experience of people. It's no different, for example, with currency. Money is real because there is an agreement among us on a consciousness level that money carries value. So much so that when people stop believing that, the currency depreciates. Problem we face with measuring and managing is that the reality of consciousness cannot be measured. Just like I used to do with brain mapping in my days as a neuroscientist, all we can hope to measure in the form of data are correlates of consciousness, not the conscious experience itself. Think of stock markets. You can rationally model risk. You can come up with numbers to represent risk, which essentially represent the probability of a given asset be valued at some point in time in the future based on a set of macro and microeconomic variables that you can include in your risk modeling. It all works perfectly on paper or on your spreadsheets until the true nature of the game is revealed. Risk belongs to the mechanics of physicality. But what really drives physicality is consciousness. Physical reality is a construct in consciousness. So much so that your models say nothing when factors like fear come into play. How do you measure fear? Fear is just like love, it can't be measured, not directly. You can try and measure correlates of fear, as you can do for love, but you can't scientifically and directly measure fear, for fear exists in another realm, another dimension, so to speak, because fear exists in consciousness. And at this point, you are probably agreeing with me, or so I hope, that fear is a very important phenomenon that can directly impact your or any organization, its operations, its valuation. Yet you can't measure fear. Now, because you can't measure it, does it mean you can't manage it? Of course not. Of course, you can manage fear within your organization and outside of it. It's just that the correlates you can use for that, like surveys, for example, How fearful are you feeling today? There'll be a survey. They are not really that practical and won't necessarily reveal what you're hoping to measure. To measure fear and other subjective realities that might be impacting your business, traditional tools and measurements won't cut it. You need to use that which is the most valuable thing you have, your own consciousness. Because only conscious beings can make sense of what fear is. Only conscious beings can connect with it. And only conscious beings who have first-hand understanding of fear can connect with and manage others who also feel fear. In other words, for you to manage fear in others, you have to have known fear and you have to have conquered fear. Only then are you going to be able to perceive it in others and manage it in others. But if you don't conquer fear in the first place, then you become the most likely and most powerful conduit of fear into your organization. Instead of dissipating fear, you become the one that actually channels it into the organization. So how do you conquer and tame fear? And how do you cultivate and nurture in your corporate culture and in yourself that which is the opposite of fear, which is love? You won't find that answer in science or in business school because those are spiritual quests. Every company, every corporation, every partnership is a spiritual undertaking. Ultimately, society is a spiritual undertaking because only spiritual beings can attach meaning to physical reality. Money has meaning because we give it. Words have meaning because we give them. God has meaning because we give it or give them or give him or her. And if you are an atheist, that's a definition that also exists to you because you attach meaning to it. Still, you need to be a conscious that is a spiritual being to attach meaning to anything. Only spiritual beings attach meaning, and only conscious beings are spiritual, or only spiritual beings are conscious, because being conscious and being spiritual is exactly the same thing. We pursue companies and challenges and results because all of those things bring meaning to ourselves and to our lives. By expressing and attaching meaning, we exist, we become someone. So, how do you manage what can't be measured? How do you manage your partners, your employees, your investors, and ultimately the markets at the deepest level, at the consciousness level? There is only one way. You have to become one with them. Well, as many spiritual schools of thought have it, we already are one. The one is all, and the all is one. Physicality only creates the separation or the illusion that we are not one. So we can experience constraint. Yet, if you really want to manage what can't be measured, you have to become one with that which you want to measure. You become the ultimate measurement instrument. Just like your pain, as we discussed in the video, science cannot reveal everything about, cannot tell everything, or something to that effect. Just like your pain can only be felt by you and not by any other instruments, your company can only be felt, engaged by you. You just feel it. No scale or survey or tool will give you a better picture than your own direct connection to your fellow humans, than directly connecting with them at the consciousness level. But reaching that point takes lots of inner work first and then outer work to put that in practice. No metrics or numbers will ever put you at the helm of your company on the same level. Ultimate reality cannot be measured, can only be experienced. That is true of sailing, it is true of racing, it is true of surfing, and it is equally true of leading a company. Because ultimate reality is not out there waiting for you to probe and measure it. Ultimate reality is being created in real time by yourself, by you. You create reality as soon as you feel it instantaneously. And helping you master those reality creation skills is the goal of this channel. We want to help you manage what that which cannot be measured. If you like this subject and would want to be better prepared to debate this and other videos in this channel, check out my book, Spirit Duality, Spiritual Initiation for Rational People. And if you like to keep exploring these ideas and watching more videos on them, please give us a like and subscribe and hit the bell, all of that good stuff. We are a very young channel and your support is much appreciated. Let's improve the experience of life for everyone on this planet. See you next time.